call the meeting to order at 7 p.m. and announce that this meeting is streamed live to the Carroll Media Center's YouTube channel as well as the town's Facebook. Good evening and welcome to the Town of Sykesville's Mayor and Town Council meeting. Today is Monday, September 9th, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence following the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That moment of silence, please. Okay, guys, thank you. All right, this is the time of the meeting where I turn to staff and ask if anyone has signed up for public comment.
No one has signed up for public comment.
Oh, we are heading in the right direction. All right, thank you so much. First item of business is the consent agenda, which is inclusive of only the minutes from August 11, 2025. I assume everyone has reviewed. Has anyone submitted any edits or requests? Okay. And that's been updated?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So with motion, I'd like to get these approved.
I move that the amended minutes for August 11th be approved.
Thank you, sir.
Second.
Thank you. So we have the motion made by Councilmember Dyer and seconded by Councilmember Keenan. Any need for debate? I think not. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Minutes from August 11 are now approved. New business is to consider, discuss, act on a proclamation for Hispanic Heritage Month, and I will take pleasure in reading this. Whereas the National Hispanic Heritage Month honors the culture, heritage, and contributions of Hispanic Americans each year, and whereas National Hispanic Heritage Month is originally began as a week-long celebration in 1968 to commemorate the two historical events: Independence Day, honoring the formal signing of the Act of Independence for Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua on September 15th, 1821, and Mexico's Independence Day, which denotes the beginning of the struggle against Spanish control on September 16, 1810. And whereas in 1988, this celebration was expanded to a month-long period to include El Dia de la Raza on October 12, celebrating the heritage and cultural diversity of Latin America, and Chile's Independence Day on September 18th. And whereas the theme for 2025, Collective Heritage, honoring the past, inspiring the future, reflects the enduring legacy of resilience, leadership, and cultural vibrancy that Hispanic communities bring to every facet of our society. And whereas Hispanic leaders have paved the way for social change, cultural enrichment, and progress in education, politics, arts, activism, and more. And whereas locally and nationally, countless Hispanic educators, entrepreneurs, and community organizers continue to inspire new generations to lead with pride and purpose. And whereas inclusive conversations about our shared past allow us to discuss who we are today and who we want to be in the future, so that we may invigorate and sustain the town of Sykesville and the United States of America for the benefit of future generations. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Mayor and Town Council of the town of Sykesville, September 15 through October 15, 2025 is proclaimed Hispanic Heritage Month, and residents are encouraged to participate in activities designed to bring recognition and understanding and appreciation to the significant contributions made by Hispanic Americans. Are there any comments, questions from the council? Great. Hearing none, is there a motion to adopt the Hispanic Heritage Month proclamation?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilman Keenan. Second by Councilman Dyer. Any need for debate? All right, I will now call for the vote for the adoption of the proclamation as read. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And that proclamation is now adopted unanimously. Which brings us to 7:04 and announcements/reports. The next meeting is Monday, September 22, 2025. We have volunteer opportunities available as a crossing guard and on the police auxiliary. Email town@sykesville.net for more info if you are interested in volunteering for the town. Brings me to staff updates. We'll turn it over to Joe.
Thank you, Mayor.
Sure.
Several updates tonight. I want to touch on the streetscape project. It looks like Oklahoma Avenue will be able to be opened by the end of the week. So again, there's still a lot of cutting of some pavers so that they can fill in the edges. Obviously, they got to put the sand in there and make sure it all works. So maybe by Friday, that road can be reopened. Most of the construction activity that you'll be seeing this week is actually right behind the French twist. So they installed a very large box culvert today. They'll be doing some work around that for the rest of the week into next week too. So again, some of that will actually have to tie into the stormwater that's in the front of French twist. So that's where most of the construction activity will be going. Starting next week, so once we can get Oklahoma Avenue reopened. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Before we jump,
Yeah.
feedback at the farmer's market in terms of how great it was looking and concern from residents about trucks going on and any damage. Like, is there any, as we look at reopening, is there any place
Oh, not damage to the trucks, damage to the road.
to the road?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Weight limit?
The way, the investment that the town's making in
You're
it
talking about of Oklahoma
of
or anywhere?
Oklahoma. The pavers, the sidewalks, just comments this weekend, and so just wondering.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, the road is designed and built to withstand some of that traffic. So again, it's, if it was, heavy loaded down dump trucks, daily, all day, maybe that would be something different. But again, the road is built to handle the traffic. So I don't, until we open it up and see what starts to happen, I'm not worried that there's going to be any, significant damage to the pavers themselves.
Thank you. That just a couple comments this weekend. So, definitely encourage people to contact you to, raise concerns or ask questions. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we notice something's failing, then obviously, we can take action once that happens.
Yeah, I think from a weight limit perspective and the pavers, they're going to be just as durable as blacktop, as asphalt. But not obviously, I share concerns with some of those concerns expressed to you, I'm sure, with respect to the traffic and the turning and the entrance and large trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Not only there, but even after Baldwin Drive is completed and the ski slope is removed.
And it will be.
And it will be.
Right.
I still have, I will still have concerns about actual turning from Oklahoma onto Baldwin Drive, not at that turn, but off of there and into the industrial area, where the trucks are going in and out constantly to that warehouse.
Yeah.
So since we're bringing this up now, what have the town done, or are we thinking about having it on a future agenda about actually closing the road?
Yeah, we will have it on a future agenda. Okay. And again, one of the reasons why we don't want to close it permanently right now is because there is still some work that has to happen. Did I say that right? Yeah. There is still some work that has to happen on Baldwin that will require at least that intersection at Oklahoma to be closed off. So it's like we wouldn't want to have Oklahoma closed and the area right next to the post office closed off as well, because then that creates quite a bottleneck. So I think once we get to a point where the entire project is substantially complete, we can evaluate it a little bit better after that.
And timeline on that?
I mean, it's only a few more weeks. Like I said, a bulk of the construction work will be happening around the French Twist this week. Next week is supposed to be the crosswalk that goes from basically Fountain Park over to the post office. So again, that's why that little, basically that end of Baldwin Drive will be closed. That's why we want Oklahoma open. And then after that, it's striping and paving. And then, we're substantially complete at that point.
And when's the Baldwin ski lift? Is that what you called
They
it?
said ski slope.
Ski slope.
That'll be after the holidays. So again, we wanted to wait on any kind of Main Street work until after we get through the holiday season. So, knock on wood, we'll have a nice mild winter and they'll be able to start work in January.
And so, sorry for the 100 questions, but then the conversation around Oklahoma being shut off, does that wait until after the holidays as well?
I don't think it would have to. I would want to evaluate how the construction work on Main Street is going to flow. So if we need Oklahoma as like a detour route, but I know the work on Main Street has to be one lane at a time. So it's, I'm not really worried about detouring. We could probably do it maybe at the same time or between now and whenever that project starts.
Thank you.
One other comment on the streetscaping project, and this is thanks to the DSC, they were able to reallocate some. This is more for the public. I know the council has already been made aware of this, but the DSC was able to allocate some grant funding that they had received for beautification and lighting to actually install some of the, we call them alleyway lights, but it'll go over Oklahoma Avenue, so that'll be actually installed later this week as well. So anytime there is an event or that road is closed off, there will be those lights that are right above the roadway. So again, nice addition and contribution from the DSC on that front.
And are they going to be permanent?
Those will be permanent. They'll be high enough where it's not
Like,
going to.
I was just going to ask.
Yep.
I would assume that you all took that into consideration.
We did. So again, if you look down Oklahoma now, there's actually several lines that cross Oklahoma. So as long as they're that high, then we should be in good shape.
We're still weighing whether we're going to put another disco ball up.
There you go. That'll be the temporary.
Got the disco balls in them.
Yes.
The one other item, so I know we've been talking for, I guess actually it feels like years now. There's two stormwater projects, one on Norwood and one on Central Avenue that we've been, hoping to get moving relatively quickly. It looks like either at our next meeting or at the latest, the first meeting in October, we'll be ready with a contract for council to approve on both of those projects to get that, over the winter season to get that installed as well. So again, those are more capital projects coming our way.
We're budgeted for that though, right?
We are, yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Well, I guess depending on how the prices come. There is money set aside for it. Yeah. We did get word from the Libatories group with the station project that they are bringing in some reinforcements from an architectural standpoint to help out with the MHT process. So I guess it was 2 weeks ago now we did get our latest it's good but not good enough letter from MHT. So we're trying to kind of massage that process a little bit. We're trying to get a meeting scheduled for this coming Friday with MHT so that we can work through some of those details and get a resubmission in so that we can actually get that project moving. Again, everything else, all the other boxes have been checked for that project outside of MHT approval. So keeping our fingers crossed there.
And just for the public's edification, if I may, Joe, the MHT approval might sound confusing to people because we talked about their approval, but that was a conceptual situation, and this is construction and actual, yeah. So.
A little bit of bad news on the cannery building. So we have been working for months now to look at potential rehabilitation of the cannery building. We knew the structural report came back and it wasn't certainly usable in its current state, but we were hopeful that we would at least get some news or information that the building could be rehabilitated. We've checked, rechecked, and then checked again just to make sure we didn't miss anything, but it does look like that building has to be demolished. So I've tasked Michael Baker, that's the organization that we had contracted with to help us with the reuse of that building, to kind of retest them from a demolition front and then public outreach on what can go in its place once the building does come down. So whenever that scope of work is created, I'll bring it back before council and we can have a deeper discussion about the cannery building. But we at least want to start letting the public know that that building is probably going to be removed.
Is there a way that they can disassemble it like they did with the Firehouse Creamery?
Strategically demolish it?
Strategically demolish it. Disassemble, I like that word
Yes,
better.
it's much prettier.
We have talked about when it is demolished to I guess
Disassembled.
retake or recapture some of the brickwork and,
Yeah.
and so that can be reused into whatever goes in its place.
Okay.
But again, some of those conversations are very preliminary at this point.
So what's the impact on it being a Howard County property and not the property isn't owned by the town and us putting an investment of rebuilding something there?
We've been involved. Howard County's been involved in all of those conversations, and again, because we have grant funding to at least hopefully cover the cost not only of the demolition but also to build something back. But outside of that, there hasn't been any financial commitment from Howard County. It's just a matter of what do we decide has to go back in its place, or what do we want to see go back in its place. And they've been supportive of any ideas that we come up with. They've thrown out some ideas too. And again, I think the public outreach piece is going to be very important as to what does the public want to see there.
Is there a deadline on the grant funding?
It's a capital grant through the state. I want to say it was like a 7-year overall project. So as long as there's some spend in the first 2 or 3 years, I think we have that time. So not worried on the grant funding.
And with the demolishing it and starting from scratch, alleviate any of the electricity, sewer, water questions?
No, well, I mean, electricity maybe, but I mean, there's already at least some electricity down there. Water, sewer that's not because of the existing building. This is the fact that it's just not around.
So we're still going to have to figure out how to get it from this side of the river over?
It depends. It depends on what it is that we want to reuse the building for. If it's just going to be a really large pavilion, then maybe you don't need plumbing.
Okay.
If it is going to be more of an event space that we want to invest in, then yes, the water and sewer utility would have to be figured out.
Composting toilet.
And then the only other thing I have is more of a heads up that the folks from Flight Fiber or Antietam Broadband are going to be out tomorrow doing their door knockers. So they're actually doing their big push to try to get more customers to sign up. I think it was more of a soft open these last few months, and now they're ready to ramp up that. So in case anybody sees anybody out in the community, they are permitted. They came through the solicitation process and got adequately permitted. So
I just got mine installed today.
there you go.
All right.
You have to let us know how it goes.
President Carter.
Put your
Came
upload
home,
download.
plugged in my computer, and I'm like, whoa, that's fast.
Wow.
Did you run an upload download check?
Not yet. I just got home.
Sorry, that's the first thing I would.
Well, I expect a screenshot to be disseminated,
Yes.
Yeah.
thank you,
Yes.
of your upload download testing.
That is all I have.
Thank you, sir. That brings us to our treasurer's report. Thank you, Jen.
So I'm here to present August 25 Treasury Report, sorry. We received the $294,000 from the Carroll County as part of our town-county agreement. This was to support our duplicate services that we provide for our residents. And then we also received the $457,000. Our biggest expenses this year for this month wasn't so bad. It was mostly just salaries, and we have a computer software that we use for the police department that we renew every year. But the great thing about this software program is that we get grant revenue to help offset those costs. So comparing last year to this year, the biggest difference was our real estate tax revenue. So we received the $457,000 this month, and compared to last year, we didn't receive it until September. So we're doing a lot better this month compared to last year.
Compared to August of 24, I remember
Right.
the delay for the real estate taxes coming in, so.
Yeah, we got them in September. We
Yeah.
got July and August and September. This year, we were blessed and got the $457 for August this year.
Great,
So,
awesome.
any questions?
I do not.
No.
There was one thing that we were at 100%, but I'm assuming it was a one-time payment in that budget item.
So one of the things was 100% was, there's a couple things that are there, but the one for this August would be the offset for our the county agreement.
Yep.
So that offset for the
The town-county agreement?
there's an
Yeah.
offset for the
And then
yeah.
the stormwater.
Stormwater is at 100% because portion of our town-county agreement, the revenue that we receive, the town takes out a percentage for the stormwater treatment.
Got it.
So I know that one's at 100%.
Well, and the equipment maintenance.
For the police department?
So
Yeah, that's so we had signed that 3-year lease extension.
So the license plate reader started at $10,000 last month. So then that automatically put us at our 100%. So we're going to continue to be over that because of the license plate reader was at $10,000.
And we had discussed, so that'll get updated through a budget amendment.
When we do our first budget
Yeah,
revision. we'll make
that was
sure.
something we had discussed and approved, but hadn't maybe dug into the
Yeah,
fact
I
that it
know.
would require an amendment, or we mentioned it, but that's why it's at 100 right now.
It's at more than 100
Yeah.
actually. I know another expense hit it this month, but
Yeah.
it was like one of our normal annual expenses.
Okay.
So it automatically, the 10,000 automatically threw us over for the year.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, I appreciate the percentage of the budget is helpful for those kind of pull things out.
Thank you, former council member Grassley. Yes, I'm doing it again. You're welcome. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty, tidy. This brings us to our public safety report, and I see we have a stand-in for Chief.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Please introduce yourself.
I am Lieutenant Kilgore.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I will be discussing the public safety report from August the 4th through September the 1st. And it's a pretty long one. We had 1,022 total events. And to highlight some, we had 10 assist other agencies, 23 community policing initiatives, 85 foot patrols, 30 house checks, 536 patrol checks. We had 11 traffic complaints general, and then we had 103 traffic enforcement initiatives. 1 vehicle search consent, 1 canine scan, and 5 welfare checks. And if anybody has any questions about anything particular,
I had two.
yes, ma'am.
2 front license plate removals.
Yes.
Was it the same day?
I believe so, on 8/8.
You know the
And that's
numbers.
the same thing, is that a new?
You're like,
pattern
what's
we're
the-
seeing?
Numbers-
I
what's the
don't
number off
remember
the top of
seeing
your head?
anything like it.
It's up at the top, it's like the
There
third
were
one down.
2.
The
Let's
second
see.
one is 70500, or I'm sorry, which column do you want?
It's gonna be 100.
00136.
And then there was a second. Weren't
That
there
is the
2?
second one, the top one is, the first one is on the page 1, the
Okay,
third one
so if I remember correctly, one of those, so the one from Village Road, so it's difficult to say whether they were in fact a theft.
Okay.
We can say that the Village Road resident drove all over the place. It very well could be a theft, but it's difficult to say whether it was a theft here.
Got it.
Well, I
He-
guess so. That's my question. Regardless of where it happened, is that
So
what's the benefit, or what's to someone stealing the front plate, and is that something we're seeing a rise in?
So I can't say whether this is a theft for sure. The one on Village Road, I remember, I want to say Officer Bond stopped him for not having a front tag. And then he manifested a quick fix to attach it to the front. That was probably not the most secure thing you ever saw. Most likely it fell off and he lost it. We had Sergeant Lacey run a license reader check, and it hasn't been seen. So likely that has fallen off.
Okay.
We err on the side of caution to take it as a theft just in case it ends up on the back of a stolen car and they begin to use that vehicle to steal
So
stuff out of other cars.
Other one is 127.
That was on 448 Hawkridge.
Yeah, I can't say that I remember that one specifically, so I can look into it and let you know the details of that one. I know the one on Village Road, probably not stolen because we had Sergeant Lacey run that license plate reader.
So
But-
yeah, I was just curious if that's something we need to start being concerned about.
I mean, it's always a concern when somebody's getting stuff stolen from their vehicle for sure, but in the one on Village Road, I can say 9 times out of 10 it's probably not a theft. That probably just fell off somewhere. And he was driving it all over the place.
Okay.
So we want it on the record just in case somebody uses it to rob a bank or, whatever.
And then the second was just an increased notice in juvenile offenses, or more so in this report that I think we've seen for.
Well, this report is a pretty long one. It just so happens that the juvenile complaint thing that we had turned out to be a controlled substance arrest, which just probably makes it more prominent.
Well, there were more multiple ones related to juveniles, more so than we've seen lately. So I didn't know if there was something that.
I guess it's just kids being kids. Honestly, I don't know if it's a big influence.
There was an uptick that you guys noticed.
No, well, we had one that turned into an arrest because they had mushrooms and marijuana and paraphernalia based on a noise complaint is the one that's jumping off the top of my head. And they had alcohol on that one as well.
So Lieutenant, I have two questions.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have the first question case number, but it did include a motorcycle, a dirt bike, I think it was described. Was that a resident driving?
Sergeant Kirkner had a traffic stop of a gentleman that we are very well aware of, that we have had multiple discussions with about
Okay.
dirt bikes on the roadway.
Okay.
And I was even on the phone with him the day of this. And boy, he told some tales. It turns out that he wasn't in the hospital where his mom was sick. He was at his girlfriend's and decided to drive that down Route 32
Okay.
while the good sergeant was headed north on 32. And did the right thing and pulled over.
Okay.
And we gave him lots of citations and towed his motorcycle.
Thank you.
At
I was-
1:30 in the morning.
Yes.
I was curious because I'm aware of that particular individual and that particular vehicle, so
Yeah, there
I'm
is
actually
a-
glad to hear it is the same one.
There is a bunch of, I don't want to say youngsters for sure, but people coming and going on different motorcycles.
Yeah.
Sergeant Lacey had an action with him a couple days before this. I went and knocked on the door. Of course, he wasn't home. And then he called and we chatted. And I'm like, hey, man, not saying it's you, but stop.
Okay.
And he didn't.
Okay. Is he wearing a helmet when he's doing this? Yeah.
Go all the way.
Right.
In for a penny, in for a pound, I guess.
Yes. Thank you. And my second question is regarding report number 143. The A building apparently was maliciously destructed.
So 143 I have is a traffic arrest.
Okay, so I must be 134. I do that sometimes.
It's 143.
142.
It's 142.
Thank you. It's 6919 Warfield Ave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That is the malicious destruction of property.
Do you know what the damage was, or
I do not, but I can find it for you.
and do you know, just because you know the area down there, is that building under surveillance? Does it have a camera getting the Warfield?
I know that there were cameras. I don't know about that one, but I will check
Thank you.
and I will email the good of the order.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Those are all the questions I have. How about you, President Carter?
I do have one. Report number 00140. Animal fight, was that the owner?
No, it was the other dog. So it's two dogs.
Oh,
And it turned out that the victim dog, I don't think that broke skin. I happened to be there at that event, and I think that the bigger dog was playing and just picked them up, but didn't break any skin, no blood. The dog didn't have any concerns that we noted.
Were there leashes involved with both?
The victim dog was, the other dog broke out of the house and was anxious to play.
Okay.
But there was no blood. The dog didn't whimper when I had the owner
That's
go
good.
over it. So
It doesn't sound like it was purposefully off leash.
no.
Right.
the report was taken because you just happened to be there, or is that
We
something?
take reports for animal bites.
But did one of the owners call it in?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Ma'am.
I'm good.
I have two quick questions.
Yes, sir.
Going back to the license plate thing, I know this has happened forever,
Mhm.
but have you heard in neighboring jurisdictions an increase?
All
in
over
this?
the place.
But I mean, no, is there an increase or is this
Well,
a steady state? If you suddenly say, well, there's 500% more than there was,
I
that's
can't.
different than we've always had this.
I can't talk for other jurisdictions as to the amounts of stolen tags that are being done, but I can talk about the amounts of vehicles that we have that are suspect in committing, other crimes that are driving with stolen tags on them. Does that
I'm
make
sure
sense?
I'm sure that's a preponderance of those.
Yes.
I guess my question would be like, it happens anywhere, but oh, wait a minute, if it's happening a lot more, I worry more than, well, we're just unlucky.
Again, I can say with 99% certainty that the one tag from Village Road is not stolen; it just fell off.
Right. But I mean, even if it was stolen, is what I'm getting at.
I don't get that we're having a huge uptick.
Okay.
I know that's a long about.
I'm looking for upticks, you
Yeah.
know me, I'm looking for patterns.
Yes, that's a long way for me to answer a very simple question, sir, and I apologize.
Okay, not a problem. All right, no, the other one seems obvious upon thinking about it, thank you.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Lieutenant.
Okay,
Actually, I didn't ask Councilman Keenan and Councilwoman Reese. Any questions for Lieutenant?
I did
Sorry
want to
about
ask about 146 and just asking kind of what is the aftermath of that?
So that was a juvenile who was in an argument with a parent over a cell phone, having the cell phone taken away, and wrote a note and was gone. He has been located and sent to the hospital for emergency petition.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okey doke. That brings us to the end of our public safety report, unless you've got
Just-
stuff to
Just
share
two
with
other
us.
things,
Thank you.
if you don't mind.
Not at all.
So we talked about Sergeant Kirkner's arrest with the dirt bike.
Yes.
Sergeant Lacey has come into a decent amount of Apple AirTags through a contact, I want to say, with the Maryland State Police. And he's opening up an initiative for folks to come get an Apple AirTag for vehicles that are stolen with regularity. And he's going to give out the Apple AirTags with the signed document that if the vehicle is stolen, then the good folks at Apple will track the car for us based on the report of the vehicle being stolen. So there's going to be a process for people to get a hold of those. Contact Sergeant Lacey for more. And we're going to have the Junior CSI Academy on September the 13th.
September 13th?
Yes.
Cool.
So for the Apple AirTags, will there be a list of vehicles?
It is
that
just
qualify?
vehicles like the Kias that are being stolen with regularity. I don't get that it's going to be for every vehicle.
That's what I'm saying. Will there be a list of vehicles that qualify?
I assume so, yes, ma'am.
Great. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty. That gets us to our council/commission liaison updates, as well as anything for the good of the order. I'll start at my far left. Councilman Dyer?
Nothing specific except for the fact that the chairman of the cable commission retired, and the new chairman is from Sykesville. So I hope to use that to better our situation.
Thank you. I hope that happens as well, and I know you'll at least put forth the effort. Councilman Schofield?
Nothing for me. Planning commission was canceled this month. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Nothing for me.
Thank you.
So no quorum at HDC, and then just more comments on the streetscape, appreciation for the fence being gone around the fountain, and people really liking the openness of that.
Good. Awesome, thank you. Councilman Reese?
Yeah, we got some free family events coming up with Spark. So Sykesville Cinema is September 13th. We're showing The Croods, and that'll be at Miller Cooper Park. The movie starts at sunset, but come earlier for crafts. On September 20th at 10 a.m. we have a park cleanup. And then later that night at 5 p.m. we have music in the park at Cooper Park. The band is here till Sunday. They're excellent. And then the next Spark meeting is Thursday, September 25th at 7 p.m. here at the Townhouse. And the public is welcome to attend.
Thank you. Councilman Keenan?
Yep. DSC Craft Beer Festival tickets are live. That is November 8th. Fall Festival and Trick or Treat planning are underway. Fall Festival is October 18th. And Trick or Treat on Main Street is October 26th from 4 to 6. Joe mentioned the Holiday Light Project that's going to be on Oklahoma Avenue. Julie has been invited to present at the Maryland Main Street Conference on October 8th. The purchase of 7611 Main Street, the collaboration between the town and the DSC, and using that as a model for other towns to hopefully build on. So she's been invited to present how all that worked at the Maryland Main Street Conference. And we had, as some of you may know, with that building, we had funds that we received from a grant called Restore that allowed us to basically, for nothing out of our pocket, to restore that building. There's some funds left over, and they were actually approved for use at the station, about $43,000 to help with some of that restoration work as well.
That was nice.
So it was a use it or lose it type of thing, and we were able to transfer it to the station to use.
Wonderful.
That's it.
Awesome. Thank you. And I have an announcement that the Springfield Hospital Center is having their third annual Mental Health Day 5K and 1 mile fun walk. I will be participating in the latter. Saturday, October 11th at 9 a.m. and that is at Springfield Hospital Center. And you can register online. The town will be posting a registration link, so if anybody's interested in participating and increasing awareness regarding mental health and participating in this fun event with others who also are supporting the same, please, I encourage you to join me. All right, and also Council Member Reese, she's also registered. Okay, again, that's October 11th, 9 a.m. And it's 5K, which apparently isn't a lot if you're a runner. But as I mentioned, I'll be leisurely walking 1 mile around campus. And it's nice and flat, so that's good too. Okay, I got 90-year-old knees. So we are going to be having a closed session. And I'd like to announce that this meeting is being proposed to be closed pursuant to the provisions, the general provisions article of the Annotated Code of Maryland, Section 3-305B, Part 3, to consider the acquisition of real property for a public purpose and matters directly related thereto. And so this is regarding real property and the consideration of purchasing that property within town limits. I will call for a 5-minute recess so that the gallery can empty, and we will return to open session once we're done with our closed session. Okay? 5-minute recess is now called. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Chris.